Hello, everyone, and welcome to Superman Homepage Live, brought to you by supermanhomepage.com, the number one Superman fan site in the world. In this, our July 7th, 2025 show, we're going to be talking about, you guessed it, Superman. Yes, well, the movie is here. The world premiere is, they're sitting in the theater right now, in the movie theater, watching it. They were at the red carpet. You watched an hour or a couple of hours of the world premiere live stream on YouTube where Soups
Excuse me.
and
Sorry.
it's all right, Soups and some other guy with a big afro dude. They were the two guys that were hosting the whole thing. We're not there. We're here talking to you, and we're just ready to rip in and talk about all things Superman. And I am joined by my good friends, Michael Bailey. Hello, Michael.
Hey, Steve.
And Mark Lax. Hello, Mark.
Hello, gentlemen.
How are we both tonight?
Doing
All
okay.
right.
Excellent, excellent. Yeah, I'm a little bit jealous and annoyed that none of us were invited to the world premiere, considering everything we do to promote this film and to promote Superman in general. But I am going in a couple of hours to the Australian premiere, so it's just been so busy that it's kind of like a silver lining in some ways that I was stuck to my desk being able to report on everything for everybody rather than stuck in an aeroplane for 13 hours there and back trying to, use whatever Wi-Fi they have these days on airplanes.
I don't know. It's so weird. There are a couple things that I had to say no to because I just can't make it work. I got invited to go to that thing in Cleveland that's happening, and I had to turn it down because of work. And a friend of mine's like, "I'm going to a press screening." I'm like, "Yeah, I can't get to Florida," so it's just. But it's fine. It's whatever. I mean, it's just I'm very happy for everybody and not jealous at all.
Yeah, no, indeed. So good luck to everyone who is there and who's part of that. But yeah, tonight, our July 7th show, we want to thank our sponsors and our patrons. We have our Superman champions, Douglas Meacham, John Patrick Van Pelt, Tina Murray, Rick Schutzau, and Jamie Klingensmith. Thank you so much for your support, for keeping this show live for everybody else. We really appreciate your support. And if you'd like to join those fine folks and be a supporter of the Superman homepage, then all you have to do is go to patreon.com/Superman homepage. And there are different levels of membership with different levels of perks. But tonight, it's all about the new Superman movie. We have got so much to get through. As I said, the live stream of the world premiere in Los Angeles just kind of finished not that long ago. I was wondering how long it was going to go for, because I was saying to you guys in a private chat before we got on, like, should we go ahead? Like, people are going to be watching the stream, not going to be watching us. But it's ended and everyone's finished watching that. And so here we are talking about imminently being able to see this new movie.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting. I mean, obviously, because of the algorithms that I have curated, it was just full of pictures. I saw the same post from Brad Meltzer like 5 times across like Facebook and Threads and Blue Sky and Twitter, and I'm not saying that as a bad thing. I'm just kind of amused by the whole thing. It's just that's what you do, because not everybody is on every social media platform like I am.
No.
So
yeah, exactly.
but
Now, these were some preview photos that was taken by the Superman Museum account. And this is obviously them preparing for the red carpet. Gee, that's got a lot of detail that they put up. This red carpet was awesome by the look of things. And the photos that people were taking, as you said, just looked amazing. The stars were all there. David Corenswet, Rachel Brosnahan, also Will Reeve was there, talking about his cameo appearance in the film. And so it was great to see all the interviews and the red carpet stuff that was happening there in Los Angeles. Mark.
Yeah. What I was able to see of it, they're just it's just very exciting because they're able to talk to all the all the some behind the scenes people and some of the co-stars, and then they get the bigger and bigger people, and started to interview them. And it's just, of course, they can't say too much about it, but you can tell, they seem to have had a blast filming this, and they're just all seem so excited about it, which makes us more excited about it.
Mm.
And yeah, and the set, the fortress set, looked great. I mean, for what it was, and it was just, it looked like everyone there was having a lot of fun.
Yeah. Is it Guy? What's his name? Wendell. The guy Wendell. Is that his name? The guy who plays Perry White. Um,
Wendell Pierce.
Wendell
Wendell
Pierce. Wendell
Pierce.
Pierce.
I don't know where I was getting.
Yeah.
Wendell Pierce. He nearly let some things slip in his interview on the red carpet. He was like, I can't talk about that. And so there's a few things that he nearly let slip. So it must be hard for the actors who have seen the film and are not sure where they're at with what they have been allowed to say, or what has been said already, or what has been revealed, or what hasn't been revealed. So they kind of bit of a minefield there in some of those interviews, but it's going to be very difficult. People in the comments talking about, having to stay off the internet over the next couple of days before they get to see the film, depending on when your tickets have been purchased to see it. Embargoes have already kind of gone as far as reviews, and people have broken those embargoes, and there's been some really promising reviews, and then you get some of the negative ones, and it depends on what you're expecting from a Superman film, as to the people's thoughts on this movie. If you're coming into it from a very serious, gritty perspective, then maybe this is not going to be the film that you're hoping for, or that you're thinking of. And yet, if you're more of a Silver Age, maybe comic book fan who has grown up with Saturday morning cartoons, then maybe this is going to be exactly what you're looking for.
Yeah, it's been a little frustrating watching some of the Snyder cultists do what they do. And they've been getting worse as the movie gets closer, and it's just like, if you want the baby version, I'm like, are we all back in like high school?
Yeah.
Is that literally where we
Baby
are?
version.
I mean, James Gunn and Zack Snyder did a bit on Rick and Morty where they were poking fun at each other, and it was actually really funny. So it's just like one of those things. Like, I just, people say that Man of Steel was a terrible Superman film. I completely disagree with that assertion. It's not a Superman film that I particularly care for overly, but it's a Superman film. What I will agree with is that the fan base that movie brought in, and not all of them. Again, we're gonna lace this with nuance, which is terrible for
Clickbait.
Steve can't like do a clickbait title for this saying, you won't believe what Mike said about Zack Snyder's Man of Steel. I mean, he still can. I just don't think it's going to work out very well. People are going to end up being disappointed. But it's just like, there's this mindset amongst a certain subset of, and it goes to like all characters too. Like today, I was once again seeing somebody parroting the line of, if Bruce Wayne actually used his money to help people in Gotham and not dress up as a bat. And I'm just like, you guys are missing the point. Superheroes are not only inherently political, they are inherently silly. The idea of putting on a costume and doing any of these things is a silly idea. You either embrace that or you don't. And if you want to wrap that up into seriousness, you need to really just kind of like look inside. What is wrong with you? Get some therapy. I don't care, but it's just like, God, it's fun.
So
it's supposed to be fun.
Exactly. So yeah, it's like you said, Man of Steel was a serious take on what would happen if a Superman character landed in this cynical world, and this is a different take, and that's a legitimate angle to come from, but this is different. This is something else, and neither one is right or wrong, but you cannot say one or the other is the Superman, which is is frustrating to see a lot of people say this is the true Superman. It's like, come on, what does that even mean?
I
even I mean, even Christopher Reeve, who we hold up as the Superman, is not the Superman. I mean, people grew up with George Reeves and the radio show, and even people our age who love Christopher Reeve might like George Reeves better, or maybe
Mm.
they're just comic book people and they're John Byrne fans, or Kurt Swan is their guy, and but it doesn't mean that's the Superman. It just means to that person that's the Superman, and you have to realize everybody has their own take, and in general, Superman has gone through a lot over almost 100 years, and the point is, I don't feel most of it has been a very gritty take. Occasionally, yeah, but I still think Man of Steel is probably the most gritty we've seen. The Snyder movies are probably the most gritty we've seen
Oh, 100%.
Superman. And, for many of us, because of that, it didn't fit. It wasn't, like Mike said, it wasn't the worst Superman. Absolutely not. The worst Superman movie ever made, but it was just different than what a lot of us expected and what a lot of us wanted. And look, if you love the Man of Steel and the Man of Steel is your Superman, and Cavill, who is fantastic to begin with, if he is your Superman, that's fantastic. But you know, don't ruin other people's fun. Don't ruin what other people want to do. If you don't want to see this Superman, don't see it. Don't start, just ripping it apart, even though it hasn't even come out yet.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Good point. Good point.
yeah.
All right. Well, for most fans, it is the most anticipated movie of July. And there are a lot of big movies coming out or have come out in July. So according to Rotten Tomatoes, as you guys would say, it is the most anticipated movie of July. And it comes out at number 1 with Jurassic World Rebirth, which is doing really well at the box office, which came out July 2nd.
Mm-hmm.
That is number 2. The Fantastic Four First Steps, July 25th. That is number 3. The Old Guard 2, which I thought was just going direct to Netflix, but maybe I'm wrong. That was number 4. And Eddington, which I'd never even heard of, but with Joaquin Phoenix starring, is number 5, coming out July 18th. So they were the top 5, with Superman obviously number 1.
As he should be.
As he should
Yes,
be.
as always, forever.
So, yes. So that's according to Rotten Tomatoes. All right. One of the books that I'm really looking forward to, and I always do look forward to when a movie comes out, is the making of, or the art and making of these types of books. Really have some great, storyboards and artistic impressions and all those kinds of things. And the book that for the new Superman movie is titled Superman: The Art and Making of the Film. It is coming out in November. 18th of November is actually, it says here September 16th, but it looks like, according to that graphic, it's the 18th of November. It's a 176-page companion book, offers insights into the making of and story behind the making of the film, and it's valued at $50 US, but they're usually worth it.
Yeah, I enjoy these. I remember leafing through the one for Man of Steel, and that was the only place where that character was referred to as Jenny Olsen. So, sometimes you get to see things that didn't ultimately end up in the film itself.
Yeah, and you can pre-order this through our website if you're keen. Just look for the art and making of at supermanhomepage.com. Yeah, so,
Looks good.
Looks good. All right,
Yeah.
Another reveal, and I heard a lot of hoo-ha over this one. Was the Steelbook design for the film has been revealed, and here it is. And a lot of people were going, "What? It's not even out in the movies yet. It's going to tank." There's obviously, they know it's not going to do well because they're already promoting the home video release. It's going straight to home video kind of thing. That's how bad it is. And I'm like, No, guys, it's just a listing on Amazon, and it's just not even available to pre-order yet. They're just showcasing these designs because these things are designed well and truly in advance of the film coming out, in
Yeah.
the anticipation of the film coming out, but doesn't mean that it will be available straight away. It will probably be a couple of months. And these days, it just seems to be even quicker and quicker that movies are coming out to home video, pretty much as soon, or not even, we're not even waiting for the film to be ending at some of its runs in some movie theaters, which, some of them go a lot longer. Some of the independents,
Yeah.
have it later and that kind of thing and go longer. But yeah, it's not unusual for these kinds of things to be promoted while the film is still in theaters.
I think my only quote unquote issue with it is it doesn't look too dissimilar to the Steelbooks for Superman, the Christopher Reeve films that came out a couple of years
Yeah,
ago.
very similar.
So I get that they are different. Like if you put them side by side, it's not like a mirror image, but it's just we're really leaning into that crystal design, aren't we?
That just doesn't go away. I mean,
No.
God bless Superman the movie, but I mean, we could have a lot of different takes. I mean, you don't have to have this crystal design everywhere you go. And I
I
mean that's
guess,
fine. Don't get me wrong. I love it, but
yeah, I guess for the
it's
design of
like,
the cover, Superman really pops when the blue, red, and yellow is on this type of a background. If he was in a,
Yeah.
metropolis kind of cityscape, it wouldn't pop as much. Whereas here, the character really pops in that kind of a background design.
I was kind of surprised it wasn't the teaser poster image
Mm.
with the red, blue, and yellow background. I mean, maybe that's going to be like one of the like other like the Blu-ray or
Yeah,
the
the Blu-ray or
DVD,
yeah,
or
yeah,
anything.
yeah. And they'll obviously
This is
be exclusives to Best Buy, and others will have their own version of what their home video collection or Blu-ray collection will look like. But it's just listing on Amazon at the moment, folks. We'll let you know when pre-orders and all that kind of stuff are announced and release dates. But at this stage, we know it'll be a 4K Ultra HD Steelbook, a 4K Ultra HD Standard Edition, a Blu-ray edition, and DVD. So, yeah, don't freak out. They're not releasing it yet. It's going to have its normal run at the theater, like you would expect.
I'm
But
gonna watch at home tomorrow.
yeah. Well, you
I've
probably
got it
could.
already. You
All
probably
right.
could somehow.
But look, the Superman World Tour and everything the promotions worldwide for this movie have been phenomenal. The one in London freaked me out. I mean, they actually went to a lot of them have been kind of digital and things, but they actually went all out and put the Superman up in the spires of the London Shard. Now, that to me is crazy. My mum saw this and she was like, "Oh, so they've obviously digitally put him there." I'm like, no, he's actually there. He's physically, and yeah, here you go, see how they paint it and everything like that. But that's pretty impressive marketing.
yeah.
I'll have to
No,
see.
the marketing for this movie has been insane. Uh, just like, but remember, it was always terrible, and they haven't been marketing it correctly, and et cetera, et cetera. Bitter, bitter, bitter. No, I just like seeing that floating there. Uh, was just like, okay, apparently this is a thing. It's not just us.
No,
They
we're not
they
the crazy
dropped some
ones.
money into this.
When I first saw the pictures or whatever, and I was like, "Really? Is that a hologram?" At first, I thought maybe it was David Gordon Sweat. I couldn't. It was like,
You couldn't
what?
tell.
And then I realized what they did. I'm like, "Oh my god, that's amazing!"
Yeah, yeah. So that was
No,
that was
it's the same hologram.
impressive.
It's the same hologram thing that Ma Kent used in Lois and Clark in that episode to do it. It's just a better version of it.
Yeah,
Thank
Wow.
you for
that's
the
what it
five
is.
people that get that joke.
But look, London was a obviously the place to be because you got those murals and obviously around England and Ireland for those murals. But the HMV store Q&A with James Gunn seemed to be a popular event. It was sold out pretty quickly. We had Thomas Ryan there in attendance for the Superman homepage, and he was there taking photos and wrote up a report about the whole thing and also recorded some audio as well. But I think there was a little bit of a video that was also, or the video of the whole thing was posted online.
So I'm absolutely thrilled that he's back on the big screen, and I cannot wait for the movie and for everyone to see it. So, you don't want to hear from me about this, though. You want to hear from the men responsible for this movie. We only have one chair, so all we have to squeeze off, but we have the writer, we have the director, we have producer, and you have the head of DC Studios all here. Ladies and gentlemen, please go completely crazy for James Gunn!
So that's just a bit of the audio that was available, and I think the whole thing is up on YouTube if you want to check it out. But thank you to Thomas Ryan for doing that for us. So I hope everyone who was there enjoyed it. But as I said, Superman marketing around the world has been completely crazy for this film. Just come and check out some of these things that I'm going to show you without too much comment as you go along and have a look. So for those who don't know, this is the Sea Link in Mumbai. It's a the bridge. So yeah, on the pylons and the suspension cables, they're able to project images. So that's pretty impressive. So yeah, I don't know how they do that, but it's the first time a Hollywood film has been done like that in India. Obviously, the Bollywood movies there take precedence. So what do you think of that, guys? Impressive?
Yeah, extremely impressive. Like everything. There hasn't been one that I've looked at and go, well, that they were just phoning it in there.
Here in Beijing, China, in one of the Taikoo Li shopping center, they've got this huge display. So that was impressive as well for people in China. There was, let me have a look what else we've got. Turning that image off. We had, let's see, in Toronto at the football game. So that was for Canada Day. They had celebrations there. Malaysia.
That's a fear.
What else did we have? We had in Jakarta. So yeah, just everywhere I looked on social media, there were just new videos, promos for different things around the world. And we're going to get to some of the merchandise. But then obviously there was the press junket that took place in Los Angeles. Over a couple of days, we just had interviews coming out of our ears. We had people obviously sitting there interviewing from Comic Book Resources, comicbook.com, Collider. There were all these, Real Rejects, all these different press interviews that were conducted. And some of them are really funny, some of them are really cool. So yeah, if you want to check out those, we had a couple of days worth of just collecting videos right across that press junket that took place in Los Angeles. Did any stand out to you guys?
Outside of them giving away things that they shouldn't. Though apparently Metropolis is in Delaware in this film, which
Oh, really?
does have which does have roots in the Mayfair role playing system from the late '80s and early '90s, and their
Mm-hmm.
Atlas it placed it in Delaware. So, yeah, it's like apparently like when we see Lex's control room, which isn't a spoiler because it's in the trailer, he's got a
Yeah.
control room. All of those characters are from the comics,
Mm.
apparently. Like all of the names
Oh,
of the streets, all of the roads are like artists and writers, and it's like apparently there's like nothing in this film that isn't like an Easter egg. So for those that have to hunt these down, I'm really sorry about the multiple viewings you're going to have to do over the next week or so.
Isn't that you?
but
Not really. Not actually. No, seriously. Not anymore. I've
Okay.
kind of given up on that mainly because I miss stuff. Because I'm actually watching the show or watching the movie.
Yeah. Yeah. You're
So
engrossed in it. Yeah.
so it's like when Superman and Lois did like witty banter. I mean that was something that stood out. But
Right.
like someone was just like I had to Google the name of the woman that was the real name of the woman that was Gretchen Kelly in the end of the third season, at the beginning of the fourth season, and that was a deep cut to Superman versus Aliens. So, but I had to look that up. I mean, I
Mm.
knew it was a reference, I just didn't know where it was from. So it's just like one of those things where I think this like someone's gonna die is what's gonna happen. Someone's gonna like they're gonna discover a skeleton in a theater because they've just been sitting there just watching it
Taking
with a
notes.
notebook.
yeah, as far as going to the movies, it's been decades since I've actually gone more than once to see a movie. I may go again to see this movie, no matter how I feel coming out of it. I think I will go again to see this movie because I want to be able to get everything. I mean, you certainly can get a great review watching the movie once, but there's certain movies like when I first saw Batman v Superman, I was kind of like, yeah, that's not so bad. I thought it was okay, and then as the time went on and I was watching, I'm like, oh my god, this is not a movie. I don't want to get into the whole, but I just don't like the movie. Okay, but so now I'm like, you know what? I want to be fair, even just to myself.
Mm.
When I come out of the movie feeling jazzed, I'm like, let me go back. I just want to make sure that plus, like you're talking about, little Easter eggs and things like that. So I just
Yeah.
may see this movie at least a second time
Yeah.
while it's in
Exactly.
theaters.
Now, just to touch on a few of the comments. First, to John Patrick Van Pelt, one of our Superman champions. Happy 40th birthday. It's his birthday today. Happy birthday to you, John. Really
Happy
interesting.
birthday, John.
Yeah, happy birthday. David Cornsweat's birthday is July 8th. So,
Yeah.
like, he's
Yeah, like half the cast has a birthday this week.
yeah, this week, exactly. I think Rachel Brosnahan's also in this week. So there's quite a few birthdays in the world of Superman happening in July. Happy birthday to John. Jamie Klingensmith in the comments, who goes by the alias JK Krypton Fan 76 in the comments, said he's going to watch the movie in IMAX. Never seen a movie in IMAX. How is it? It is fantastic seeing a movie in IMAX. It's pretty overwhelming because it's just like covers your whole, like you don't have any peripheral vision that's not taken up by the film pretty much. So it is all engrossing. So definitely you're going to enjoy it. It's going to be a spectacle. So IMAX is definitely one of the ways to go. So looking forward to hearing Jamie's thoughts after that has been done. All right, quickly going back to some of the international things. Back in China, I've done that one. There is a magazine, Begin Plus magazine. It goes through the whole. This is Japanese. Japanese magazine, and there's going to be a pop-up store that's also going to be celebrating the release of the film. In the Umeda Ashiya bookstore, July 18th through August 7th, a DC pop-up store. So if you're in Japan, you might want to check that out. But talking about Southeast Asia just in general, the merchandise for this film is going bonkers. Like I just put up a whole article that is listing like 7 or 8 different places that have got, different things. There is this Lotus Archie's innovative gold bar blind box collection. So it's actually got some gold in this. I'm just not sure what it all is, but this, there's a 0.5 gram gold themed Superman bars that you can be lucky enough to find or buy. There's the Matahari department store is doing a whole DC thing, so they've got Superman lanyards and things like that are available. In Malaysia and the Philippines, there's Padini and Seed. They've got clothing. What else? We've got Badari is offering some Superman drink containers and gym gear and what have you. That's from Badari. These what have we got here? The adventure bags. They got backpacks and fanny bags and fanny packs and all those kinds of things. And you got Goldwing. They've got a whole selection of kids' t-shirts are available. There's a mall takeover and pop-up experience taking place in Malaysia in the Aeon Malls or Aeon Malls. So it's just, like I said, just gone bananas with all the merchandising. And there is a tie-in with Mirinda drinks, which is like it's like a Pepsi brand of like a series of drinks, different flavored drinks, and they've got Superman cans using the artistic impression, the cartoon version of the character for this film. So that is really impressive.
It's just,
I know, take a breath.
Like the guy. No, it's not that. It's just like if there's a person out there that's like, I'm going to get every bit of merchandise from this film, you're going to need a whole new house.
Yeah, it's impossible. Yeah. Impossible. Yeah. So, like I said, Southeast Asia have just gone, Malaysia and the Philippines and Indonesia just in general gone nuts over the marketing for this film. If you're in that area, you're immersed in it, which is fantastic. All right, so that was everything happening in that region of the world. Spoke about the pop-up in Malaysia. San Marino has issued a Superman stamp, which is tied into the film. So you've got the movie's symbol, and then you've got Superman himself, part of that commemorative stamp series. Advance on July 9th, international. I think these have become available if they're not already available. So some souvenir stamps for people in San Marino.
Yep.
All right. Going to take a quick break, take a breath, take a drink. Going to play a few messages, come back on the flip side, and talk more about everything that's happening in the world of this new movie. We're also going to do the fan favorite question for this week and last week's super secret soundbite that I missed out on. So all that and more in the second half hour of tonight's show. Don't go anywhere. Stick with us. We'll be back right after these messages.
We'll be back in a moment with the exciting climax of today's episode. So stand by.
If you're enjoying Superman Homepage Live, then please like and share this video with your family and friends. Also, if you'd like to subscribe to our YouTube channel, then you can click on the bell to receive notifications whenever we post a new video. You can also join our YouTube membership program, just click the join button below. Or you can become a patron and support our website by going to patreon.com/Superman Homepage.
Look, up in the sky.
It's a bird.
It's a plane. No, it's SupermanHomepage.com, the #1 Superman fan site in the world. SupermanHomepage.com, covering the world of Superman from the 1930s to today. News, reviews, rumors, and reports. SupermanHomepage.com for all your Superman comics, TV shows, movies, cartoons, radio shows, and more. Everything you ever wanted to know about the Man of Steel and more. SupermanHomepage.com.
Thanks, Superman Homepage, for all the support over the years. I really appreciate it.
I'm Matt Bomer. I'm the voice of Superman in Superman Unbound, and this is the Superman Homepage.
Right here on Superman Homepage.
And we're back on Superman Homepage Live. Where, yeah, sorry, Mike, I didn't play an ad and I caught you out.
Yep, it's okay.
Reaching for something. All good.
It's all good. Everyone can see my ponytail. It's all good.
All right, we're gonna, before we get back into the talking about the Superman movie, get in on our usual regular segments. Let's do the super secret soundbite, which we missed out last week because we were just so jam packed with everything else.
Only one thing alive with less than 4 legs can hear this frequency, Superman, and that's you.
All right, the super secret soundbite from the previous time we played it was this sound.
It is necessary. How could such atrocities be necessary? What you call atrocities, I call terrible necessities.
Well, that was the sound, and only one person guessed where that was from. Who were they, Michael?
That was, as a matter of fact, Alex Davis.
Yep, Alex Davis. Congratulations, Alex, who correctly guessed that the sound was from the animated movie Superman Red Sun. So well done, Alex, for guessing where in the world of Superman that sound came from. Here is our new secret soundbite for this month. See if you know where this is from.
Hey, loser. You're a loser.
If you think you know where in the world of Superman that sound comes from, don't say anything right now. Head to supermanhomepage.com. Under the contact menu, you will find the super secret soundbite entry form. Fill out the form, send your entry in, and we'll read out the names of each person who guesses it right when we return to this segment at the end of July. So get involved in the super secret soundbite. All right, time to move into the fan favorite segment of our show. All right, the fan favorite question from last week was, what is your favorite new Superman movie t-shirt? What is your favorite Superman movie t-shirt? We had a few people respond. Let's go through them and see who we had respond to and see I think I've got some of the images up ready to go. So let's get into that right now.
Yeah, Wonder wrote, if you want me to start reading this off.
Yes, I will get you to do that, Michael. I'll just start bringing up the images as we go.
Okay. I'm sorry. I misheard what you said for some reason. Wonder wrote, this is my favorite t-shirt for the new movie. I found out about it from the Superman homepage website.
Thank you so much, Wonder.
And Lorenzo Hot Takes Valdez wrote, I went with a tank top when merch with the logo from James Gunn Superman first dropped.
I'll get that tank top up in a second. Some of these images are taking very long to load. Here we go. There is the tank top with a photo of Mr. Hot Takes Lorenzo.
There he is.
There he is. So thank you,
Sun's
Lorenzo.
out, guns out.
Yeah, that's right. Thank you for sending that in. Next up was JP Rocha. JP said, my favorite Superman movie t-shirt is the DC Shop exclusive Repeat. It is colourful but simple, plus I'm a sucker for sleeve designs. DC Shop logo on the right sleeve and the Superman movie logo on the left. I'm also looking forward to purchasing the Homage Superman logo t-shirt or homage. Thank you, JP.
Plain Pulling Tom wrote, I got 3 of the new movie shirts, one for the movie, one for the gym, and an extra to wear to work, which 2 weeks ago I was called up from another code for a job interview. I told them on the ship and they just said come up, so I am probably the only person you met getting a promotion, new job, and a Superman t-shirt. My biggest problem during the summer is which Superman Hawaiian style shirt to wear. Each one has its own custom collar S, and each one has custom Superman buttons, which I had tailored and custom fitted. As crypto is finally getting his big push, I'm enjoying what other YouTube channels are bringing up stories such as Lex Evil Dog Destructo and the Bizarro Crypto, but my favorite is the Imagine Comics Superman copy known as Supreme. His dog is named Radar, and he even had little speakers on his collar, which allowed him to talk.
Thank you very much. So that was Tom. There was also JP, Lorenzo, and Wanda. Thank you so much for your responses to the fan favorite question. The new fan favorite question for this week is going to be all about the movie. What was your favorite part of the Superman movie? So, is there a particular scene, a particular line, anything about the new film once you've seen it that you can respond to with the fan favorite question? All you have to do is send an email to info@supermanhomepage.com. Email address is right there, info@supermanhomepage.com, and let us know what your fan favorite part of the Superman movie is once you have seen it, and we'll respond and read out these responses when we return to this segment next Monday night. Hopefully everyone will have been able to get a chance to see it by then. All right, that is the fan favorite question done and dusted. Let's get back into the topics for tonight. And Spotify and James Gunn joined forces to release character playlists for all the major cast members of the film. Here's James Gunn talking about doing just that in this video.
Probably had more fun doing this than anything else I've done in the past couple years. I am obsessive about music, and so I am excited to have partnered with Spotify and created a character playlist, what the characters from Superman listen to post on Spotify. I think for each of the characters, I had to really think about who they were as people and imagine what kind of music they would be into. Some of this I had already thought about. I mean, in the movie, obviously, Lois and Clark have conversations about music, so I knew where they were. Other people I had to kind of come up with the kind of music.
So yeah, if you want to have a look, track lists for Clark Kent had feel-good anthems like Don't Stop Believin' by Journey, The Middle by Jimmy Eat World. Lex Luthor had Fame by David Bowie. This Town Ain't Big Enough for Both of Us by Sparks, which is kind of fitting. So yeah, there are a couple of different ones in there that you might want to check out that are really interesting. And playlists for Lois and Jimmy should be available tomorrow, July 8th. Mr. Terrific, Hawkgirl and Green Lantern will be released on July 11th. So Spotify for your playlists to hear what the characters themselves would be listening to from this new movie.
Yeah, it's an interesting thing. I was one of the interviews that I managed to catch was talking about how there are a couple of needle drops in this film, but this is mainly a score movie for the music. So I think this is kind of a way for James Gunn to get that out of his system.
Yeah. Yes. Who is it in the Mind the Gap in the comments says that so many people got in their heads that Starman from David Bowie would be played. That seems to be a go-to song for at the moment on
and I hate that.
TikToks. Yeah, I know. Me too.
I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. It's not that I dislike that song. It's just it's so lazy.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, there's so many Superman tunes that you could put behind like your memes and your things that you're doing for Superman. Starman just doesn't work in my opinion.
Oh, the one from Clark Kent's that I completely disagreed with was "You Get What You Give" because I hate that song. I hate that song. I've hated that song since like 1999. I despise it, and the fact that it's on there is just like, okay, so Clark Kent has questionable taste in music, but that won't stop me from liking him as Superman. So I guess that's the cross I'm going to have to bear for this film.
Fair enough. Oh, it's not too hard a one to deal with. All right, GQ magazine have done an interview with David Corenswet for their YouTube channel and for their GQ Hype magazine, and he was photographed for the film, for the shoot, for the interview. Here is the photo for that cover. He's sporting a beard in everything he's doing these days. It just seems to be his go-to look, which is obviously not in the film, but he's always featured at the moment with facial hair. But here's a little bit of the interview from GQ that is up on our website for this photo shoot.
Didn't need a zipper to pee because my intrepid dresser, Scotty, and I got so good at getting in and out of the suit that we could do it in about 4.5 minutes. Hi, I'm David Cornsweet, here with GQ to talk about how I prepared to play the role of Superman.
So yeah, you can check out that video at our website if you want to see what he had to say. John Patrick Van Pelt, how many Superman tunes do you know by heart that get stuck in people's head? Well, there are a lot of Superman tunes that get stuck in people's head. Obviously, Somebody Save Me from the Smallville theme being one of the ones that always gets stuck in my head. And the Fight for Fighting one as well.
Yeah, hot take. Hate that song too. I'm in a mood tonight. No, I have hated that song for years, mainly because Steve will probably remember this too. Like back around like 2006, 2007, when the Superman Returns came out, there were like all these fan vids on YouTube of like montages of Christopher Reeve, and I just here's my problem with it, and this is why I think Superman song by the Crash Test Dummies is actually a better Superman song. Crash Test Dummy song is somebody talking about Superman and kind of lamenting the character or as a person, like going through like things about him on a personal level. Fight for Fighting is, what if Superman was just a whiner? And that's where my disconnect comes. Is just like, and the fact that I've had to hear it at work for like 10 years doesn't help. So it's like when you hate a song and then have to hear it every day, I think you hate it more. So,
Mark, is there one that sticks in your head?
Oh, jeez. There's so many. I don't know. I mean, all of these songs, you were talking about them, all these songs are playing in my head. I guess Crash Test Dummies. I mean, it's hard for me because through the year, I always hear something, that has something to do. I mean, there's Pocket Full of Kryptonite, but I wouldn't call that. That's not a song that I necessarily really like, but I'm just saying there's just been so many. I remember years ago, I think in the 90s, somebody put together a whole list of like from the 60s on of all the different, songs that either are about Superman, mention Superman, have kryptonite in the,
We've
So
got it
it's
on our
just- it's so
website.
hard.
There's so many. There's a whole list of Superman
Yes,
songs available
yes.
over the years.
Yeah.
But yeah, so yeah, fair enough. Thanks for John for that question, sending us down a little bit of a rabbit hole there. All right, this one got a lot of attention today. So Athlean X is a YouTube channel that I watch, just about workouts, bodybuilding, how to stay fit, all that kind of stuff. And Jeff Cavalier is the guy who runs that channel, and it's really interesting. Just if you're trying to get fit and get in shape, highly recommend it. Well, he's just done a video on David Cornsweet's workout to get into shape, workout and diet to get into shape to play the Superman movie, and whether or not it's full of crap. Because there's a lot of articles out there that have said that he put on 40 pounds of muscle. Well, he didn't. He put on 40 pounds of muscle, water, weight, not just muscle. So he put on 40 pounds to bulk up, but it's not just all pure 40 pounds of muscle. There's a lot more in there just than muscle. There's, like I said, water, fat. There's a lot of things that you got to bulk up for you to get to be able to bulk up. And so in this extensive video, he goes through, the diet program, the workout program, his form, all that kind of stuff. And it's really interesting. And I've written a whole full article about the video. So if you want to check that out, definitely have a look at our website as to, whether or not, all this stuff is as it is. And he's got a great graphic there for the front of his video. Is it super BS? But so it's a very catchy thumbnail for his video. But yeah, well worth checking out as to the workout and diet that David Cornsweet went through in 9 months to put on 40 pounds of extra muscle, fat, weight, exactly, etc.
Yeah, I'm kind of glad that it was more of a well-rounded, like, bulking up rather than the things that, like, Henry Cavill had to go through where you have to water fast for 36 hours so that your skin gets thinned so that it looks more cut for I mean, that just seems like extremely unhealthy.
Yeah, it's grueling.
So
yeah, I mean, I can't. I find it hard to go on any diet, let alone. Of course, if they're paying me like millions of dollars, I might. Yeah, sure.
And
I'll
for
do
David
it.
Corenswet, I think the diet that he went on was to actually eat more.
Yeah.
It's just the types of foods. But anyway, it's well worth checking out that video and the article up on our website. As I said, Athleanx, definitely a channel worth having a look at. All right, some more figurines and figures have come out for the film. Hot Toys has this action figure that a lot of fans were really excited about, that has crypto, and the detail is pretty impressive, but it kind of got pushed aside once InArt came out with their version, which a lot of fans were like, wow, no, this is the one you've got to get. But that kind of sold out within seconds as well. And they're both impressive, but yeah, I would have to say that the InArt one is probably my favorite of the ones I've seen so far.
Yeah, they're what, both like $500, and you have to like sign over a kidney at some point. Sure, they're expensive.
They are. Just let me try to find the InArt. Well, I've just lost my links for it, but the InArt one is. Let's see here. Does it say how much it's worth? Yeah, this one was $60 US.
Oh, wow.
Which is,
That's
compared to
doable.
the $200-$300 ones we've seen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if you want to put $60 out for that, but even so, it's doable compared to some of these others.
Yeah. So, why do I keep losing my links? So yeah, that was the. Let me look at the Hot Toys one. What that was. Hot Toys pre-order was. This one was $285. So yeah, that's more expensive, but doesn't look as good to me. But anyway, so yeah, that's the two figures that kind of came to mind that were really impressive this past week that were recently released. Michael, you mentioned the Rick and Morty guest starring of James Gunn and Zack Snyder. That was really funny. Here, if I just turn that off, here is the little video that they released from that crossover. Where is it? There we go.
Please. Yo, James Gunn.
Oh, hi, Zack Snyder.
Just saw your new cut of Superman, and word of advice, he's the man of steel, not the man of conversation.
Okay.
Do more shots of him punching, and here is a secret move. Start the punch at regular speed, and then you're gonna ramp it down.
It's not a f***ing secret. I'm sorry, Zack Snyder. I shouldn't be lashing out at you. Your biceps are the size of my head.
Yes, but so is my heart. What's going on with you?
I had a good friend of mine today, my friend Andy, said to me, he's just like, Zack Snyder has more of a sense of humor about himself than his fan base does. And, nothing is more true than that statement. I mean, the thing that got cut off at the beginning is that the thing he got at the commissary was just a bottle of creatine. There was no food on his tray. It was just a jar of creatine. So
that's funny.
It really laid it. There's a whole thing. Yeah.
That photo that we saw of the two of them together that kind of put the internet on fire, that was from when they all got together to record this audio for Rick and Morty. I just want to clarify, the $60 that I mentioned for the InArt action figure was just the deposit. It was actually $308 is the full price. So sorry about that. Got to clarify.
A deposit?
I'm
You
sorry.
can put down a deposit.
You know, a deposit is what you put down on a home. A deposit is what you put down on a car. You don't put a deposit down on an action figure. Good
Well,
Lord.
apparently you do. But yeah, back to Rick and Morty.
Yeah, there's a whole plot here where Rick and Morty are messing with James Gunn throughout the episode, and it's really pointed, but it's also really funny. I'm not a big fan of Rick and Morty because I find its fan base to be kind of insufferable, and I just like after a while I think the joke gets really old. But just seeing the two of them do that just made me laugh.
Very funny. So yeah, I'm sure if you're a fan of the show, you've probably seen the full episode, but that was just a little bit of a preview there. All right, some more merchandise. Box Lunch launches a massive Superman collection ahead of the film. They've got a whole stack of merchandise that's available, and merchandise seems to be the theme of tonight's show. I like this neon light. That's pretty cool. I like that. But yeah, they got different shirts. And yeah, so there's a collection of them from boxlunch.com. And Filippo Loretti watches also have a new series of Superman watches, not for the movie itself, which Fossil did. This is just Superman watches in general. And had one of their reps reach out to me today, offering to send out something for us to review. So in the process of talking to them, so maybe we'll get an unboxing video and review video done at some stage in regards to these new watches by Filippo Loretti, which I think is an Italian brand. So that's pretty cool. Looking forward to that. If you're into video games, guys, mobile video games, the DC Worlds Collide video game is now worldwide. The launch today was released with this video announcement. Here we go.
This just in. Pandora's box has been opened. Authorities confirm the crime syndicate is now a global existential threat. Emergency Protocol All-Star has been activated. From the halls of the Justice League Watchtower to the secret corridors of the Legion of Doom, from Task Force X to the Creature Commandos, from the mystics of the dark to the depths of Atlantis and the alleys of...
So that's just some of the video for the announcement for DC Worlds Collide. And they've announced that Superman and Crypto will be part of that. That's just the first look at the character that will be released for DC Worlds Collide for the obviously tying into the movie. So video game DCWorldsCollide.com. But that pretty much brings us to the end of tonight's episode. I want to thank everybody who tuned in to be with us. It's been a big night for Superman stuff with the world premiere that also streamed live tonight. So you've done a lot of live streaming tonight if you've been both on that and on this. But thank you to my co-host, Michael Bailey. Thank you, Michael.
Pleasure as always.
And thank you, Mark.
Thank you, gentlemen.
And thank you, everyone, for spending this past hour with us. The three of us will be back next Monday night on July, what will be that, 14th. Monday, July 14th at 7:30 p.m. Pacific time. We will all have seen the film by that point in time, so we will all be talking about it. Hopefully you will have seen it by then so that you know any spoilers won't ruin it for you. But hope you can join us then. Until then, be sure to check out supermanhomepage.com probably multiple times a day, because at this point I am just going nuts trying to keep up with all the posts that I have to do on a daily basis. So keep up on supermanhomepage.com to see everything that's going on in the world of Superman. But on behalf of myself, Michael Bailey, Mark Lax, thanks to our sponsors and patrons, Douglas Meacham, John Patrick Van Pelt, Tina Murray, Rick Schutzau, and Jamie Klingensmith. Thank you so much for your support. We will see you next Monday night. Until then, take care, have fun, see the Superman movie, enjoy, look up. Good night.